Hey plant bestie. So yeah, that thumbnail's pretty crazy. I have some plants in some bags. I know it might seem bad, but for some reason this is the most efficient way for me and the most quickest way to bring a lot of plants in one location at a short period of time, and also like cost effective as well. A lot of the plants back here, as you can see, and also scattered throughout the house, they were all in boxes and there are a few that I placed in bags because they can handle, they're either like a vining plant so they can bend a little bit, and it's like okay to like place them in there. So that's exactly what I did, and I'm gonna show you. I actually have 3 bags. I don't know if we're gonna get to all 3, but I have one that I had these plants outside of the balcony and I went yesterday and they haven't been watered for days. So we're gonna see how they look. A lot of the plants are, you can recover them. A lot of plants are really, really forgiving, and just a deep breath. Is not that serious and it is pretty sad, but it's okay. It will be a journey, and a lot of the plants looked like that, if not even worse, and they already look really, really good. All they needed was just some good old water, H2O, and a good grow light to kick their feet up, right? So really, really excited to go ahead and show you how everything looks. I don't know exactly if we're gonna get through all 3, like I said, but I do hope so. So yeah, if you are new, hi, welcome. My name is David. This is a crazy planty channel where it's just all about houseplants, and hopefully soon some vegetable gardening, a little bit like once a month or something like that. I am finally growing my winter plants, which are like the brassicas, I believe, like the family. So like cabbage, Brussels sprouts. I don't think kale, I think it's also in the brassica family. I'm learning on some vegetables. And also you can also place some snapdragons, which they bloom really, really beautifully, and they can handle cold conditions. They should do okay. It depends on your growing zone. I'm in 9A, I believe, which is outdoor gardening. And yeah, so they should do perfectly fine, but that's a whole different thing. So I'm really scared. Okay, let me take a sip of my water. Let's get to it. So the first one that I see is my Hoya Splash. And like, this is the bag that has been outside in the balcony. These have grown a lot. These were outside for all the growing season. I mean, from spring, summer, and we're in fall now. So it has grown a tremendous amount. It is a plant that doesn't need to be repotted, but Hoyas, it might seem like it needs to get repotted, but Hoyas, from what I know, you can see how it's a little bit burnt from the sun. They were in the balcony. And the balcony now, it's a south-facing balcony in the apartment, and it does get direct sunlight in the fall and winter time. So like right now, it's slowly starting to progress, and some of it got a little bit damaged, which is kind of sad, but it's okay. It has grown a lot. Hoyas don't really have an insane root system, so this should be perfectly fine. All I gotta do is just water it and rinse it. I am gonna place these in the tub and rinse them really, really good, so I can rinse off any excess on the foliage and just to hydrate them as well. And then we're also gonna go ahead and place them in their new home. Like, it will be in the plant room or in the living room, wherever I have space, and we're gonna put it with a saucer and then water it again. When plants get really, really underwatered, I've had some from the balcony, and I actually have 2. My Marquin Pothos that I propagated and my green singonium. They were super duper underwatered, and I water them. What happens when you go surpassing, like, it's funny because like you would think they will lose a lot of leaves. For some reason, when they're outside in the balcony, in this case, they just fade in color and get extremely wilted. And you water it, but it takes days. So it reminds me of what my grandma used to do with outdoor plants. I think it's like almost similar because they were outside. You basically get a bucket of water or a cash pot and you drown it with water and you leave the plant in there for like a day or 2 days. And that's exactly what I did with some of them. And then you obviously want to remove the water. As soon as you start seeing it perk back up a little bit, just a little bit, or the foliage getting a little bit green, you dump that water out. Usually within 2 days, it should be perfectly fine for me. And then they slowly start to progress. It's like they are, I don't know, I can't describe what is going on, but that's what has happened to some of them, and that's what I did to fix it. Hoyas are really drought resistant, so yeah, this should be fine. It's just a good old watering and it should perk back up. I don't think I have many in here that are extremely thirsty and pale. I already took them out. That was the first thing that I did when I came here, because those couldn't wait another day, and I placed them in the backyard. And against the house, it provides shade from the sun. So the backyard is north facing, and I got some plants out there, like not that many, just like the ones that, like my variegated banana tree, which has grown a lot, and my coffee plant, and some other outdoor plants that I had in the balcony. They're outside, but I know in the winter time I'm probably gonna place a lot of them in the garage with the grow lights, but I don't know. I'm still debating if I should just do that or if I should go ahead and place them inside, which I have to go ahead and repot them, making sure there's nothing in the soil because we don't want to bring any critters inside, right? So this is the burle marx. My bad. This is the variegated burle marx, I believe, and I for some reason get it confused between the burle marx flame, but thirsty. But you can kind of see it has grown some size. I could have just watered them and then show them to you, but I want to show the progress and also like what it actually is. You know, I don't want to just like fake it, but it's not even just about faking it. It's just making it look good. But a lot of you know I show the uglies and the pretties on everything. And in this case, this is really sad, but a good old watering, this will perk nicely. I just love how some of them come out fully variegated, but I also know it doesn't really do much for the plants. Usually you just want some good, like this is not that bad. That little splash of green can photosynthesize and it would be able to go ahead and produce some food for the plants. But yeah, really fun. I've noticed that when you break a stem on this one, it has like a cinnamon spicy smell. Like not, it just kind of like doesn't sting, but like it has like a burning, very mild sensation when you like smell it, like cinnamon or pepper. I don't think pepper does that. Yes, you know. But yeah, it's that. I found it pretty interesting because I'm like, oh, it feels like I should not even be like even touching this up. I don't know. I sometimes, when I used to propagate my variegated burle marx, the sap would touch my skin and it wouldn't really burn. Some plants they will give you a reaction, but it also depends on your skin. Like some people have really sensitive skin, like my hubby. But for me, I feel like, I don't know, I never had any issues. I'm saying that because I don't want you to like chop it and then it touches you and it might not burn you. It doesn't burn me, but it might burn you. So I don't know. Next one is going to be this one. This is my Rio, I believe. It could be the silver stripe. The Rio and the silver stripe look very similar. The only way you can tell the difference is the Rio has longer leaves and the silver streak or stripe. It's either streak or let me look it up because I actually have my computer right in front of me because sometimes I was eating spaghetti and watching some YouTube videos, but I can actually search it up and correct myself. Silver streak, philodendron. I don't know why I call it streak, like do the streak. Okay, it's silver stripe. There you go. I'm so sorry, y'all. So it's silver stripe. And then there's the Rio. Another way you can know, well, usually the only ones that can sell the Rio is Gabriela's plants. They're the ones that found it and they have it like permissions, so like propagate and stuff like that. So you can propagate it for yourself and maybe give to a family member or to a friend, but you cannot propagate them and sell them. Some plants actually have that, like there is prohibited to do that. So, but here it is. It has grown a lot, and the reason why sometimes I struggle is because some leaves do look long and then some leaves look like a heart shape, like not that long. But I'm pretty sure this is, I'm comparing to this one, it's a pretty long heart. A lot of the other leaves are pretty long. So this is possibly a Rio. I have both. This was kind of difficult to identify and they kind of look pretty similar. But here it is, look at that. Really pretty. Considering that it's really thirsty, the variegation is still pulling through and it's not that bad. Very nice. I like how the spatial nodes are really tight. They're pretty spaced in correctly. Like it's not too long and it's just beautiful. It's really nice. You can see a little crispy leaf right there. Such a beautiful plant. I think I propagated this one as well for my own collection because I am always really strong about plant insurance. Plant insurance is basically you get one of your favorite plants or a plant that's difficult to find or expensive, and what you want to do, you want to make a copy of it by propagating it just in case if something happens to one or the other, you have a backup. because stuff happens from pests to underwatering to overwatering to accidents when if somebody drops it or steps on it. I don't know, you can you can imagine a lot of things that can go wrong sometimes. So it's always good to have plant insurance. Worst case scenario, you just have 2 beautiful plants that are thriving, and if one of your somebody likes it, you can just gift it to them or something like that, right? So you can't really lose much. But I know some people don't like to chop their plants, and that's perfectly fine. It's a real. You can see that long leaves. It is so pretty. I love that. I really, really do. It's very unique. When they do get long and like variegated, it's kind of, you don't really see it like a philodendron. I don't know, for me, it's just really, really unique and beautiful. This one just needs a good watering and a good rinse. Alrighty, let's get to the next one. So here is, oh my goodness, okay, so this is the one that I literally, when I went back to the apartment, this was my number 1 to pick up because it was a albo, but it reverted to the green, but then it came back as a albo. And this is not even the mother plants that reverted. This is propagated from the mother plants that was green, and it pushed out a variegated leaf. It makes me kind of sad because I had a Monstera that was variegated, also known as mini Monstera, that was variegated. And it reverted because I chopped it, and I wanted to have some plant insurance. I thought it was really time. I was waiting, so I can grow a little bit more. And each and every single one of them reverted to green. I looked it up. Basically, whenever a plant goes to like trauma, or when you stress it out, it doesn't really focus on variegation. It's just, or sometimes it just shocks the plant and it just goes back to the original, which is usually just green. And I was letting it grow. I was letting it do its thing. And I was like, maybe it will come back. And after some time, it just was not. It just kept pushing out green after green after green. So I threw them out because I already have a massive Monstera, and I didn't want that. And then it was just a really bad reminder, and I just wasn't, I wasn't feeling it. Really small. But I'm thinking about it now, and yeah, this happened, it came back. And then people have told me it has happened for them too. This was like 8 months. This was 8 months process. And I saw this when it was unfurling, when I was doing that last houseplant tour. You can already see it. It's thirsty, but it's fine. This will bounce back. Can you see the variegated, the variegated leaf? I am so excited. I always wanted an albo. I have them back and forth, but there's always something that happens to them. I am so excited. But for some reason, it kind of looks yellow. There's an albo singonium, and then there's the aurora singonium, which is like a yellowish cream variegation. The albo is white, but I'm super duper excited for this one. Really, really nice. Next one is my Mojito. I ended up propagating my Mojito. I have the mother plants with, maybe I should go here. I'll give you an update on her. I've been wanting to propagate my Mojito. And I'll just show you the albo singonium, the mother plant. This is the mother plants, by the way. It's literally just mealybugs, but it's all green, which I didn't really mind. I think it was okay. Some plants are getting mealybugs, and I know I'm combining them with all of them, the other ones, but my priority right now was to stack everything up with the grow lights and the shelves, and then water what was thirsty, and then I'll go ahead and tackle with the mealybugs, because it was just becoming way too much. And sometimes you just gotta, for in my case, I had to do some sacrifices, like hold back on the mealybugs. Where is that Mojito singonium, girl? Oh, here it is. No, that's the, well, yes, this one I did water. There's a saucer in the bottom. I'm letting it capture the water. And then let me get another saucer to like catch it. A lot of the plants, I'm just really, really happy with their growth, and I'm really happy with the setup. It's the same setup, but sorry. I really, really like just the, I don't know what it is. Also, we don't have carpet anymore, which is like a huge bonus. I can get pretty messy sometimes, and you can't really disinfect carpet. It's like a process compared to like a floor. There's a really good cleaning solution and just like mopping. So here is the mother. Put that to the side. I have chopped it from right over here. It was only one shoot, and it gave me this over here. It has a leader over here as well, and then it has another one over here. Usually when you chop it, you would get like one, you would get two. From one chop, you would get two coming out of it. I got pretty lucky, I got 3. So it's gonna be a beautiful singonium. This is one of its newest leaves. Look at that. So I can get closer for you. That is Beautiful, isn't it? I like the mojito. It kind of looks like zombie skin for some reason, like flesh. That is so cool. It's just such a Halloween plant for me. And then it has a new leaf coming in right there. So really happy. And then here's the new shoots coming in over here. That right there. So really happy with this growth and how it ended up coming out. Here is the ones that I have propagated. These were 3 cuttings. Yeah, because I just chopped them by nodes. And this is how it looks. You can see how the sun was coming to them, but it's fine. One thing about the balcony plants, I'm pretty sure I tackled it months back, but the balcony plants did have an aphid infestation, and I really don't like aphids. I don't mind them because they're pretty easy to remove, honestly. They're pretty active. You just like rinse them, spray, and then be consistent with them, they go away. Compared to us, like, oh my gosh, I hate scale. Some people like scale. Scale stays in one place. The reason why I hate it is not because like the fact that they stay in one place is good, because like they would attach to the plant and then they will build a shield. That's the part that I hate. I do not like that at all, because you cannot spray anything. You really got to get into there and like firmly press the products that you're using to kill them. That's what I hate. Mealybugs, you just continuously spray and it controls the population. Aphids, for some reason, it's really easy to control. Yeah, but I don't see no aphids. I probably see some spider mites, like some little white dots, very micro. It could also just be the dust or from another plant, or it's already coming to this plant. Spider mites are pretty annoying as well, but when you have this many plants, it's bound to happen. And it's just tackling it. So I'm like checking each and every single leaf. It looks pretty fine. But yes, I had 3 cuttings in here and they have all rooted and actually pushed out a new leaf. This is one and this is this newest leaf. That's what I was looking at. I don't see any variegation on her. Yeah, I do. It's on the edges. It's very faint. It's like right over here. Very faint. And then here is another. This is another set. This over here. And this newest leaf on that one. It's actually 2. So it did such a good job. This one, and then, yeah. And then the last one is this one, the middle one, and this is this newest leaf. It's green splashes. I really do love the mojito. I think out of the albo, I like the mojito a lot better. Some might not like it because it looks like a disease, but I like it. Oh no, it's peeing on my table. I'm really satisfied. So, let me wipe this down. Having the table like this and this setup makes showing plants so much more easier, because I would usually just lay on the carpet and show you guys the plants, and sometimes it will go to the carpet like water or like the soil because I'm pretty messy. But now I have this. I'm happy about this house, to be honest, but I am very grateful with the apartments. We've done so much over there. And it was such a blessing. It really was. I also like the smell of the white peas. Okay, so sorry. We have a few more. This is another rear, and I think this is the mother plant, to be honest. No, I think this is the one that I propagated. The other one was the mother plant. But here it is, same dilemma. It's just long, variegated, beautiful leaves. These are a lot more profound, because like that can cause a lot of issues. I really haven't had any issues from that. I have some plants in the living room that have dead leaves, but I've heard horror stories about it, and I do not want that. Look at that. I need some water. Honestly, not that bad. These from the balcony abandoned for like 5 days. Oh yeah, not that bad. It's the hoya that was really bad. Okay. So I ended up propagating my variegated green heartleaf philodendron, and this was done about every 2 weeks, and here it is. I just chopped it by nodes. I placed them in here. I had it on a cash pot sitting in water. You can kind of see the water lines, and that's what kept it alive. And I'm not say it can cause root rot, but there's no roots in it yet. It was just to control the soil to make it moist, and because it was in the balcony where it can get a lot of light and warmth, it would dry out a lot faster. So that method always works for me to propagate plants like that outside. I was kind of stretching because it's already going to be the time where it's going to get cold, and well, like it won't be optimal conditions to propagate to the balcony, but I really wanted a backup on my green heartleaf philodendron, variegated green heartleaf philodendron, and the mother plant was beautiful. but it was just too simple. I wanted it more bushy. I haven't checked it, but I'm gonna keep that as a surprise for myself later on when I'm doing plant chores. Yeah, I'm happy that I got it back up, and it seems like it's doing a-okay. I'm tugging on the leaves and it feels pretty firm, so that lets me know that it's getting established. I don't want to pull it and disturb it. Usually a little tug is always the best way to tell if it actually rooted or if it's doing something. Next one, oh, my suntyres. This was one that I also propagated, and I believe I'm gonna probably place this outside because this is way too soon. And the funny thing is, I propagated both of them at the same time, and this one is a lot more successful than this one. So yeah, that's gonna go outdoors because it's still okay, and I want to boost the success on that one. Here's another one. This is my OG. Like the suntyres node that came out of it. I'm gonna go put it back in the soil. I'm gonna back it up. Line it up. Alrighty, so this is my Scindapsus Silver Splash, and I had this one outside the entire growing season, and I actually got so many cuttings out of her. Really thirsty. Scindapsus love to do this little taco whenever it's thirsty. Pretty hardy. A lot of them were like this, but they bounce back, so you can't really tell, but it's a really, really pretty variegated leaf. It will do fine, you guys. I know it looks really, really sad. It just needs a really good watering, and it was outside in the balcony. It's what made it explode, and a lot of growth. When I got it, it was like over here, and then I chopped it all the way back. So this is all from the growing season being outside. So it's done a lot. It really has. But I'm gonna leave that for sure inside because I don't want to place too many plants outside. In the springtime, I might, but a lot of the plants I'll place outside will be propagations. Plants that I have propagated, I want the mother plants to stay indoors just to be safe, you know? Because if I see a tarantula girl or something like that, I'm not gonna want to touch that plant for a hot minute. So yeah, it's just making sure I got a backup inside. Okay, one more plant on this bag, and this one's also kind of sad. This one stresses me out because this was my albo that I bought on Etsy from Evergreen, Ringgate. Well, those are nurseries from like actual science, oh yeah. Oh my gosh, that place that I order a lot that we have issues back and forth, like Green Escape. It's Green Escape on Etsy, and I got it, and it was supposed to be an aglaonema stardust. It's supposed to be really variegated, but it has no variegation at all. So what I did, I placed it outside and it started to kick in. But the thing is, the sun started to move in and I didn't move it in time and it got burnt. But this leaf is new and you can see the variegation is starting to come in. So this is another one that I'm going to place it outside because I need the variegation to kick in before I put it back indoors, because for some reason it could be just a lot of light outside. In direct light, it really does, I don't know, press the buttons on the variegation of the plant. Like if it doesn't, because when I got it, it was just green, and I told her like I can't believe like they gave me one that seemed like it reverted, and I looked at the reviews on this plant and everybody got a variegated one, so it was just bad luck for me. But I still kept it because I was like, maybe I can make it come back, you know? It's good now. So I usually keep placing it outside. And yeah, this is one that I'm okay with, to do a whole process to bring it indoors, which will be repotting. We're gonna do a lot of repotting sometime, maybe in November, probably outside, and then bringing them inside to the new home for the winter. Alright, we got one bag down. We're gonna do the other one because this has been here for a hot minute as well, and I need this out. But the other bag, we're probably gonna wait on the other one. These plants were, I believe, inside, but oh my goodness. So this is my Carnival, and I believe this is one that I have propagated a while back. On that apartment girl, I just kept propagating plants after plants. I was getting so impatient and I needed some stimulation of like excitement. So propagating is really exciting for me, especially during the growing season. Yeah, I did it by nodes, y'all already know, and it's beautiful. Here it is. You can't really, for some reason I noticed that when carnivals are outside, they don't really, when they're getting a lot of light, they don't have like a nice saturated green going on. It's really faded. And I wonder because it was getting too much, because it was getting enough. Like This is one of his newest leaves. It looks a little bit better, but the old ones are just very like kind of hard to see. And I have some carnivals that I've had inside, and like here's an example. This is the one that I had outside, right? And it was getting very bright, not direct sunlight, UV rays, the sunlight actually hitting the plants. It was indirect, so it was light that was bouncing off through the walls and stuff like that. Like in the shade, but it was still getting some sky exposure. Hope I didn't make that confusing, but it was getting a lot of light and it grew a lot. The variegation is not popping. Let me show you my carnival that I've also propagated at the same time, but it was inside. And for some reason, the colors are popping so much more on this one than the other one. Look at, you can already tell. Isn't that beautiful? If you love a Brazil, the carnival is like the next best thing. Because it's just so pretty. The contrast is insane. It has more stuff going on the leaves, like the patterns. Because the carnival has, it's not just green, and in the middle it's like a saturated light green, like a lemon pie. It has the same thing as a Brazil, but in the middle, it also has a darker green. So there's like more stuff. There's just more art. There's just more coloring going on. And it's really, really beautiful. And they just pop so nice. I love it. But yeah, as you can see, it's a lot more saturated than the other one. I don't know why. You would think it's the opposite, but yeah, because usually a plant will produce more green, darker leaves when it needs more light. And it would do a lot more variegated when it's getting too much, but it's the complete opposite with the carnival. It could also just be stress. Could be that too. Really interesting stuff. I like, you know, I've learned more things. I've learned a lot of new things a lot of the time. So here is my brandi that we propagated. This one's gonna go outside, I think. No, I don't want to put them stuff outside because I'm gonna have to put them inside. But in the springtime, this will go out. Brandis just want to be outdoors. Unless you have really good light and good humidity and it has something to climb on, 1000%. But the second I placed her inside, I don't know if you guys remember, it was like 2 months ago. It was so beautiful. I placed it indoors because I wanted to enjoy it, and she went ugly so fast. I was like, girl, what's going on? You can see, you can tell if David propagated the plants. If you see this ring, I know it's kind of gross. It doesn't really bother me, to be honest, but it's just from the minerals of the water, tap water. That's how I propagate plants, you guys. I'll show you, whenever I propagate more plants, I'll show you guys my favorite method to do it. Like the lazy, quick, high success rates. The next best thing for me is sphagnum moss, but I usually like to propagate in sphagnum moss inside whenever it's cold outdoors, and I can't do this method, but I usually do. So, yeah. Alrighty, next up is going to be this one. I think this is just a basic neon Pothos, which is awesome. You can tell it's very smush. I'm happy that I'm already pulling it out. I'm gonna take off the yellow leaves. This is one that I bought on clearance on a 4-inch, and then I placed it on a 6-inch. It was doing really, really, really good. It's still gonna do really good. I just gotta go ahead and water it so the leaves can get nice and hydrated. I have noticed that these new varieties of neon Pothos have like splashes in them, like they're variegated, like they almost give off like a golden Pothos, but very, very faint. A lot of the neon Pothos are doing that. I don't know why. I've done a lot of pen shopping and I've seen a lot of neon Pothos in the big box stores, but a lot of them now have this like splash going on. I don't know if you guys have noticed. I don't know if it's my locations, but it's pretty. I like it. But I also just like neon Pothos is just one of those plants that I actually do enjoy a full-on neon leaf. When they have a splashes, it starts to look like a golden Pothos, which I love both, but I love them individually, you know? But it's just fun. It was just an interesting observation that I've noticed, and I wonder if you guys have seen that too, or if it's just me. I'm almost done taking off the leaves. No more yellow leaves, a little bit squash, but some good old water. Some good old H2O will bring her back to life. This is what I'm talking about. They do this a lot now. A lot of the neon Pothos. And it would just have all neon leaves, but if you give it light, it would do that. I've had neon Pothos in the previous years. I would give it the same amount of lights, if not even more, and they would just grow like crazy. They would not do the splashes like that. If anything, sometimes they will have like the dark little spots, which is so beautiful. I love when a neon Pothos does that because the contrast is pretty. But when it's light like that, it started looking like a golden Pothos, which is cool. I think it's cool. I also have the marble neon, which is a neon pothos. That's really variegated. Let me see if I can pull it up somewhere. Yeah, here it is. I actually have two. So I'll get this one. This one was outside, but I bought it inside because it was time to bring plants inside. And then also, it seemed like it didn't like it outside. But this is, getting dirt on my chair now. This is the marble neon. Every time there's a new variety of pothos, every time there's a new variety of pothos, I always just want to collect it because I love a good pothos, and there's a lot of pretty ones out there. And there's a girl on Instagram that she's always posting her Scindapsus and pothos, and she made me fall in love with Scindapsus. And now she's like having her moments with pothos, and it's made me want to collect more pothos. There's so many cool varieties out there, and therms are really cool too. You need humidity with them. With a lot of anthuriums, they need high humidity. And also, if there's pests on a new leaf, it's gonna be permanent damage. Compared to the pothos, it's pretty chill. But it's not that noticeable. Here is the marble neon. It has a very like electric veins going on. It is very pretty. I haven't changed it. I bought it just like this. And I placed it outside and it started to give me more variegation. But that leaf right there, one that's a lot more variegated with the white, that looks like golden pothos. I don't like that. So I noticed I guess that keep it in really like a neon pothos. Don't give it too much light so it can do this pretty. I've never seen like golden pothos like this. This leaf and this leaf. Really pretty. I mean, to a regular person, I'd be like, it's the same. But for me, as a person that's always looking at the plants and I can usually tell the difference between them, it's something exciting. Okay, so this is my frozen jade. No, my apologies. My lemon meringue pothos, which is also prohibited, I believe, to propagate and sell. So I just did it for funsies and because I wanted an extra one because I really love the foliage and I wanted a copy. It worked out beautifully. One thing that I've noticed though, it was outside on the balcony and it was getting a tremendous amount of light. Just like the Carnival, but it was doing something weird. This one did exactly what was expected. It was not intentional, by the way, but it was getting a lot of light and it was, you know, I knew the variegation was gonna come off really strong, but I did not expect it to be like this. So this is, these new leaves, do they not look like a Pearls and Jade? Pothos Enjoy. It looks like a Pothos Enjoy. That's how a Pothos Enjoy looks like. Here's another example. It was getting so much light that the new leaves are coming out white, but not bleached out, just white. It's like it mutated or like it went back to its original. And I wonder if the lemon meringue pothos is from the Pothos Enjoy. Really interesting observation. That was really cool to see. I'm not gonna propagate it. I'm pretty sure it's gonna go back to its original lemon meringue pothos. Very full. I put a lot of nodes in it. You can see how many nodes. And I actually have this video, I think it's pinned on my TikTok, when I just placed them in here and then I did a following update and it was like this and then now it's over. Really cool. This took a year. It took a year, but look, I have a nice pretty free plant and it was all out of love. I had a lot of fun propagating it and making it grow and watching it grow and do its thing. So I'm really happy with that. And I believe this next plant in here is just my massive Monstera Susupicana, which I'm gonna take it out of the bag, but it'll be tonight because it's way too big and I already have enough plants that we have to go ahead and rinse. But those are all the plants, you guys. Now we're gonna go ahead and place them in the tub, rinse them really good and water them, and then place them in their new homes. So this was a pretty long section of the video. I was expecting it to be like 10 minutes, but there was just, I didn't expect it this much going on, and updates as well on a lot of these plants. So that was really cool, especially with my Mojito and my albo singonium. Well, it was a green singonium, but it came back as an albo, so I'm super happy about that. And of course, I got a green singonium, which I love and adore. It's actually very pretty. I love a green singonium. So yeah, and I can show you a little bit of a lot of leaves, crispy leaves. So I'm gonna go clean this up and set everything. The lighting is so beautiful, and also as I was editing the video, I found out that the audio sounded a little bit bad. I'm super sorry. I'm pretty sure as the plants fit in the room, that's gonna go away. If not, I'll go ahead and order or buy a microphone, which I have before, but it wasn't that good. Look at that little flowers. They're just so beautiful. The Manjula. Yeah, everything's awesome. Loving everything. I was gonna give you guys an update on the plants. So they are, oh, look at that light. I'm so in love. This is my Pothos champs or champ. It has a little like tears on the back or like gills. Super duper cool. So in love. Also my string of bananas. It lost all of its bananas. I don't know exactly what to do. The Tradescantia is beautiful though. That's cute. And this hoya. I'm so happy how much this hoya has grown. I got it as a little baby. Literally like just 3 leaves and it has grown all of this. Adorable. Adorable, adorable. And then the light vein Maranta. It is getting a little bit of light, but I'm pretty sure it's perfectly fine. Such a beautiful Maranta. Yeah, the plants are gonna need. Also, my husband added his Halloween decor. I know this freaks me out too. He had his Halloween decor. He's a Halloween kind of guy, and he had this really cool idea of using little thumbtacks to like stick the web and then adding spiders to like Halloween-ify the little hallway. But girl, this gave me a heart attack when I opened the laundry. I guess it was inside. It was like, see, it just went back. This was like literally over here and I almost had a panic attack. And I placed it back, it's fine. So here's the restroom. The plants are still getting their water. I'm probably gonna have to do a second watering is what I'm trying to say. They're a little bit underwatered. Underwatering, but yeah, so whenever that happens, I just water it again. And then in the morning, they should be perfectly good to go ahead and place on the shelves. But yeah, I'm really happy they're out of the bag. That was really, really important. And also seeing how they are doing. But yeah. Alrighty, Plenty friends, that is basically it for today. I hope y'all enjoyed today's new Plenty video. I know it wasn't much, but I just wanted to go ahead and check out the plants out of the bag and water them as well, give you guys updates on how they are doing. So everything is doing really, really good. I just saw it just needed a second round of a good deep top watering to go ahead and get them perky and up and happy. So I hope you guys enjoyed, sending out positive vibes to each and every single one of y'all, and I'll see you in the next one.